Does this muscle man have a pint-sized ego?
No confidence whatsoever.
Do I look like I have low self-esteem?
And that's not all.
I'm in touch with my feminine qualities.
So, change of heart let him get close to another woman.
I got close enough to feel these pecs.
And she thinks he's all man.
I was very impressed with his size.
Now that his girlfriend has had a blind date too,
we end up kissing.
Will these two stay together or have a change of heart?
And welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. Now, we're going to meet their dates later, but first, let's meet our couple. 7 months ago, they met at a club in Texas, and things were going so well, they moved out here together 2 months ago. Please welcome Rhonda Maiden and Mike Wood. Welcome to the program. Now, you both say there's some growing pains in your relationship, but we're going to go back to the beginning. Mike, what first caught your eye about Rhonda?
When I first saw her, she was wearing this little short dress and those killer legs.
Uh-huh.
Awesome legs.
All right. Now, Rhonda, Mike's kind of a big, buff guy there. Do you feel like he takes care of you?
Completely. I feel so relaxed, so comfortable when I'm in his arms, and he just kind of holds me. I feel like,
yeah. Okay.
And I know he'd do anything in the world for me. I mean, he had to sleep in his truck on the side of a road so that I could have a nice apartment he would.
Yeah, there you go. That's your kind of guy. Now, Mike, you met dancing. Do you guys still go out dancing and enjoying yourselves that way?
Yeah, we dance. Rhonda's a very seductive dancer. She likes to
not.
bump and grind a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Michael.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, especially when you're the one dancing with her, you know?
Now, Rhonda, does Mike get a little jealous when you're out there or in other situations?
Jealous? Oh,
Jealousy's,
my God. He is the most jealous person I think I've ever met in my life.
Mike.
It's like, if another guy looks at me, there's an argument about it. If another guy wants to talk to me, the club.
That's every day, 15 times a day. What are you talking about?
Well, what am I doing? What do I know if a guy looks at me? What
of course they're going to be
She's a very friendly person.
I see. But Mike, let's talk about the communication between the two of you.
Not like that. I'm from Texas. We're friendly there.
Is that right? She's homegrown, you know? Let's talk about communication, Mike. You guys have good conversations and good talks?
Sometimes I play a therapist, Rhonda. I have to actually pull things out of her.
Oh, that is
cause an argument. I have to pick a fight to get an answer out of her.
Isn't that a nice, lovely thing? I have to pick a fight.
She can't even decide where to go eat.
Oh, thanks.
She can't even decide where to go eat. We go pick a restaurant. I get an argument with her because she just
Yeah, he says, what are you hungry for? I'll go Italian. He goes, where do you want to go? I don't care, just Italian.
What? This is L.A. There's an Italian block everywhere on the block.
Right.
You know?
Just
so
pick one.
one.
Rhonda, what's he like, though, when you guys are out together? What's Mike like?
Oh, it's just like exactly like what he said. Annoying, little nitpicky.
Perfect.
Every little thing. I mean, he's impossible to be around. If I cook him fish for dinner, it's the wrong kind of fish.
Oh, okay. Then there's the type of person.
He should be a lawyer. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm argumentative.
He likes it.
His stress level's a little high, though. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my God.
Stress.
He argues with his grandfather about politics. I mean, it's just everything.
All right, Mike. What about Rhonda's friends? Do you get along there? Because that can cause some problems.
What, her guy friends? I mean, she has no female friends. She has a female roommate. Okay. I've met her a couple of times. I've talked to her. All of her friends are males. What males? What are they looking for her? They talk to her. Of course, they're asking her on a date. I'm with her on a date or something. Her pager goes off 10 times. Who is it? It's not a female.
Her buddies.
It's her buddies.
Now, Rhonda, would you say Mike's confident, though, or is he lacking a little?
Can you tell? No confidence whatsoever.
Not confident.
Confident? No confidence. It's like I'm completely having to reassure.
But you're always propping him up?
I know, I'm always having to reassure him. He's like, he can't believe it. It's like, I can't believe you're with me. He thinks he's ugly. I mean,
I've
is he
never
ugly?
said that.
I don't think so.
I've never said that.
Oh, you've always said that. He's worse than a girl. I mean, he's the girl in the relationship. I'm the guy here.
Hey, so I'm in touch with my feminine qualities. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm in touch with my feminine qualities. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
Rhonda, tell us why you thought it was a good time to go out with somebody else now.
Well, actually, no. But before we came out here, we were in Texas. We were the couple that, everybody just looked at us. We're that couple that people wanted to stop inviting because we were so into each other.
Ideal couple.
Yeah, we were perfect. We really were. And then we just came out here and...
She changed.
So now's a good time because...
What did I do? Tell me one thing I did wrong. Just one. Exactly.
But so you're saying...
Sometimes you just don't need to say anything,
Just leave it at that,
Just leave it at that.
So
makes her feel good.
Then to go out on another day is going to accomplish what?
I just want to kind of test the water and see, what's out there. See if it
She
can
does
never
that
be
a
back
lot,
to what it
testing the
was.
water. You know, all of her guy friends, you know.
Okay, well,
Dude,
this is
our
a big
friends.
test.
I
then,
can't have
guess.
guys that are friends. That's your
It'd be-
jealousy. That's
it'd
your
be different if
jealousy
they were
part.
just wanting to be
Rhonda and Mike
friends.
have their
Am I
work cut out
kissing
for them,
them? Am I
obviously,
Yes,
in
you
this
are. You were
relationship.
kissing them.
When we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out if they stay together or have a change of heart. Back to Change of Heart. We are here with Mike and Rhonda. Now, Rhonda says she doesn't want to have to pump up her man's ego and cater to his out-of-control jealousy or fight all the time. So we found her a self-confident guy who says he'd rather always make love than war. Please welcome Matt Hansen. Yeah. Hello, Matt. Welcome. You know Rhonda? And Mike, we'll start with you. Your first impression of Matt?
He's your all clean-cut American guy, I guess, you know. I guess it's okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Rhonda, I guess more importantly, what was your first reaction when you opened the door and there was Matt?
He seemed very nice looking. Looks like just a nice person, kind of guy you can take home to mom and dad and they'd be really happy.
Oh. All right, Matt, let's ask you if you had any expectations when you met Rhonda. Were you disappointed, happy? What was going on?
Oh, I did have had high expectations. I knew that she'd been in some beauty contest down in Texas, so I figured she was going to be pretty hot, but she blew me away when I opened the door. It was much exceeding expectations. I was like, wow, God.
So obviously you were very pleased.
Oh, very pleased indeed. If I was to write down all the physical attributes that I would find attractive in a woman, she's pretty much like the personification.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
Rhonda, let me ask you about the date. Did Matt plan something different than, say, something you typically do with Mike?
What would that be? No, I mentioned to him that, you know, Mike hadn't taken me anywhere. I really hadn't seen much of the town, so he kind of offered me a little personal tour guide. And
well, she's always busy. How can I take her anywhere when she's always out doing things with other
busy
people?
Sitting on my butt on, you know, waiting around?
Yeah,
I don't
guess.
think so.
All right. So he planned a nice tour for you. Where'd you start out? At the beach or?
Yeah, we went down to the pier. And,
nice weather that day?
Actually, it was kind
I've
of
taken her to
cold.
the pier. She didn't want to go on the pier, though.
Oh, it was like raining that day.
It's the thought that counts.
But Mike, the pier and rain, not a good idea.
It wasn't raining that day.
It was so.
So how was it the day with Matt?
It was actually a little cold because it was a little cloudy, but he was really sweet. He took his shirt off for me, and he had this white tank shirt under that he was kind of embarrassed to wear, but it was bad. But he still let me wear his shirt, and then I'd given it back to him, and later on the roller coaster, he instead of taking his shirt off, he kind of put his arms around me and buttoned me up actually in his shirt.
So we were like both wearing the shirt.
Right. Now, Matt, you're at the pier with Rhonda. How were you feeling at that point?
It was fun. We had a lot of fun. We went on all the rides out there and kind of started to establish a little bit of intimacy, you know, with that whole shirt thing, buttoning, you know, standing in one shirt and snuggling up, and we were having a great time.
All right, so what else was on the tour for the day?
We went down to, I took her home, and so she could change, and we'd go out later. Came back to pick her up, and as beautiful as she looked during the day, she looked even better when I picked her up to go out for dinner. She was wearing these really tight black pants, she really showed off her figure, and she was just stunning.
And what were you planning for the night?
We were going down to Manhattan Beach to go out with some friends and do some dancing, have a few cocktails, and we headed down to Hermosa and just dancing and drinking.
Yeah. Now, Rhonda, did you say you wore pants to the club?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he's got a Harley.
Oh, motorcycle. All right. That makes sense.
So we went on the motorcycle ride, and that's why I wore the pants, and he actually let me drive a little bit. I was got a little speed up there, 65 in the 40, which is
kind of exciting.
Slow down a little bit.
Now, Matt, earlier Mike was
Real
complaining
close.
that Rhonda got a little too crazy on the dance floor. Did you experience that or not?
I don't know, too crazy? No,
Too
I don't
seductive,
think there's such a thing as too seductive,
Depends on
Chris.
the
I think,
first date, you know?
I mean, it was fun.
The first
She's a
date, there should
very
be some
sexy
nice,
dancer.
intimate things in there, not bumping and grinding, you know, seductive eye looking, you know, and just looking at each other, dancing,
Oh, it should be
swaying
this
all over
far
each
apart?
other.
Okay, hold on. Your space, my
I mean,
space.
when I met you, what'd we do?
We danced.
Yeah, we did.
Did you complain?
Oh, it was okay then. I mean,
Oh, it's okay for you.
It
but,
goes back to what I was saying, you know? I mean, it depends on the first date. If you want a real romantic person to
Have
go
you
with,
looked at people on the
then-
dance floor and saw how they dance
Well,
nowadays?
you can dance seductively and everything and be cool about it, you know, and it's the first date. You really don't know the person, so.
Well, we definitely had a connection at that point.
So it was going on.
Yeah, it was.
Now, Rhonda, did you sense that Matt would get jealous like Mike did, you said?
No, not at all. He seemed...
Every man in the world's jealous.
No, he was not jealous at all.
Lying about
Yeah,
it.
you know what he said? Instead of like being jealous, like, oh my God, this guy's late. He was like, you know, I can't believe, you know, I'm actually with you and
Oh,
the
this is
most
the first
beautiful
date.
girl there.
I'd wait till she gets the 10 pages and all these guy friends that they hit her on her, you know? I mean, she's...
Because, you know, with Mike, I'm not
she's
allowed
been
to
on-
have friends.
Matt, there you are. You're dancing the night away. Did you guys ever take a break, or was that going strong all night?
We did. We took a break, and we headed down to the beach with a bottle of wine. And there was a full moon that night. And it was red tide, so there's this green glowing when the waves are breaking. We went up on a lifeguard stand, and you know, we talked for a little while, but it was just way too romantic of a setting. So we ended up kissing.
There you go. That kind of beats the one date rule with Rhonda. She used to not do that, but now I guess she might be changing a little bit.
Yeah, it's like one of those Baywatch
That
moments
used
or
to be a
something.
no.
You know, punish me, nail me to the cross. I
but it's
kissed on the first
changing
date.
now.
Rhonda, did you find that Matt had low self-esteem like you said Mike has?
No, definitely not. He seemed
I don't know
very
what you're talking
confident
about.
and very
Low
sure.
self-esteem. Do I look like I have low self-esteem?
Yes? You look like you have an attitude, is what you look like.
Well, that's a little different, I think.
Then you have
No.
to get to know me. You know, that's
don't
one of
want
the
to.
easiest going guys.
No,
there is,
Matt was very confident and very sure of himself and just a real fun, kind of easy kickback, you know.
All right, so there you are up in the lifeguard stand, mugging it up a little bit. How many times would you say you kissed? If you had to give a number.
Well, I guess if you really had a number, it was kind of just one big one, but if you actually did the little ones, it was, you know, a couple hundred or so.
A couple hundred or so. Okay, were Matt's kisses at the lifeguard station enough to give Rhonda a change of heart? We're going to find out later. But next we'll meet the woman that Mike dated, and we'll hear what happened on their date. Welcome back to Change of Heart. We just heard what happened on Rhonda's date with Matt, and now we get to meet the woman that Mike dated. Now, he said he wants a woman who has lots of female friends, doesn't need a therapist to communicate with, and doesn't cause a ruckus on the dance floor. So we found him a woman who is tame, talkative, and popular. Please welcome Laura Mazer. Hi, Laura. Hi, you just rushed right down. Nice to see you. Rhonda, we'll start with your first impression. What do you think of Laura?
She looks nice. She looks like a nice person.
All right, Mike, did you pick Laura up for the date?
Yes, I did. I had a red rose. I went to her front door.
Oh, wait, she gets a flower?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Open the door.
The whole time. That's nice.
Yeah, but you got a flower today, Rhonda.
Well, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Just trying to help. All right, so there
Open
you were.
the door.
And what'd you think of the looks?
Oh, my God. You know, just stunning.
And Laura, now Mike's a big guy. Is that your type? You like that big buffy stuff?
Definitely. You know, I was very impressed with his size. Incredibly appealing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So that was okay for you?
Oh, definitely. More than okay.
Now, Mike, while you were over there, did you guys hang out for a while or what?
Yeah, we hung out for about an hour at her house. She had this astrological sign book, and she looked up my birth date, and she has all her friends sign it. And so we read through a little bit. I guess it was a kind of a test to see if we were compatible. We found out we were. Libra, Aquarius.
Had good things going on. Okay. And Laura, were there any more compatibility tests along the way?
Well, you know, actually, he had this personality test, and which you write out, and that was kind of a great icebreaker because it really showed us that it was going to be a great evening.
Okay. Now, Rhonda, have you guys tested this way? You and Mike ever done any of these kind of tests?
Of course.
And?
I mean, we were always reading horoscopes. My parents would actually cut out the horoscope for us and send them to us and stuff. And when they'd always match up, I mean.
And did your scores match up normally?
Always. I mean, it was just kind of you're going to enter in, you know, this person's life and all kinds of stuff. And we had all that stuff
What does a
already planned
horoscope
out.
do? That's what it's supposed to do.
All right, Mike, did you have to play therapist to get Laura to open up with you while you were out on a date with her?
Not a bit.
And
you
that is
know.
so interesting. You never played therapist with me. I'm the one
We were
open
talking, I mean,
to you.
so fluently, you know,
It just flowed.
Yeah.
Conversation was easy,
Excellent. You know,
nonstop.
not a problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it clicked and it was all
Yeah.
pretty good then.
We were talking about, you know, I asked her what she wanted in a mate, and I was
Hey,
talking
you
what.
want to marry her?
You never know.
Oh, that's so much for the I'll
Mike,
never marry
she
another
was-
person but
There's
you.
Mike racing way
She
ahead.
told me that she wanted someone she could learn from, and I said, great. Hey, I was once a teacher. I'm your man. You know.
And now, Mike, do you think Laura was buying this whole sales pitch of yours?
I mean, it wasn't a sales pitch. It was.
Wait, did you like teaching? Excuse me, did you like teaching?
Oh yeah, I love teaching.
Oh my God, you hated it every single day.
I love teaching. If someone's willing to learn from me, shoot, I'm going to teach them everything. Didn't I tell you that? If you're willing to learn.
I could learn a lot from you.
There you go. All right, Laura, let's talk about what happened later on in the date. Laura, did the compatibility continue?
It did. It continued, and you know, he was nonstop with the compliments, which made me feel great. And at one point, he actually was complimenting me on my lips, which.
You got that one too?
Which, you know, I found it really seductive, you know, the way he was complimenting me about my lips.
Is that because Mike, you were thinking about maybe laying one on her, a little kiss or something?
Oh, I mean, most definitely. You know, as we were talking, she was kind of gazing at different times, and I asked her at one point if she was gazing. She didn't really answer me. I put her in a kind of a situation, but
I get a little shy.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just looking at her. She was smiling this beautiful smile, and I couldn't help it. I speak what I feel.
Right. And then, Laura, did you return the compliments?
I did. You know, not enough because I get a little embarrassed and he was looking so good. But at one point I was complimenting him on his forearms. And he was saying how he was wearing something that wasn't so revealing, which was true. I mean, you weren't wearing a nice tight t-shirt like this. And, but, you know, I saw plenty. Yeah, I saw plenty.
Okay, well, Mike, it seems like the evening is going pretty good. Was there anything, though, along the way that you didn't like about Laura?
The only thing is that we went to this martini bar, and I went to the restroom, and I came back, and she was gone. And she was talking to her friends.
Right.
And, you know, so she came back after that, though.
Oh, yeah, as soon as I saw you were back, I was right back.
She came back.
Right, Mike, earlier you were complaining that Rhonda doesn't have any friends, so now you're complaining because Laura does have friends.
It's okay for her to have friends and go and talk to her friends, but oh my God, if I want to talk to my friends,
It's a first date. It's a first date. I mean,
it doesn't
how do you know how someone's going to act or how they are?
You should know me well enough to know better than that. I think you know me good enough to know that I'm not like that, but it's okay for her.
Mike,
it's a first date.
Mike,
she may not even be like you. She may not have a lot of guy friends.
Laura, any areas that you weren't compatible with Mike?
Well, I've got to say one thing. I felt that Mikey didn't ask enough personal questions.
Yeah.
About you?
About myself, you know, any aspirations, and you know, though the conversation was nonstop and flowing.
I'll ask. That way you can get them out.
Hey, this is what I had to do.
Mike, I have a question for you. Did you get a chance to check out Laura's dancing style and how it compared to Rhonda's?
It's a little different. Of course, Laura, she teaches dance. She takes dance classes, and she has some awesome moves. At one point, you know, they're not as seductive as the first date with Rhonda was. And, you know, we were having clean, innocent, good fun.
Did you ever have any complaints about my dancing at all?
There was no complaint. I didn't say that. But we were sitting there, and at one point, I just had to stop. I mean, I stopped in my tracks because she was dancing just so good. But we weren't, you know, up on each other. We weren't kissing each other. We were just dancing.
Having a good time.
Having a great
But Laura,
time.
how close would you say you got?
Yeah, I got close enough to feel these pecs.
All right, Mike, one last question. As far as blind dates go, how would you rate this one?
Well, I tell you the truth, this is the only blind date I've ever been on. And if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing.
There you go. Okay. Will Rhonda and Mike stay together or have a change of heart? During the break, they're going to make their decisions, and we're going to find out what they decided when we come right back. Welcome back. Now is the moment of truth. During the break, Rhonda and Mike each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or will they have a change of heart? You know, Mike, you guys came on the show because you wanted to know if your relationship was going to survive after it moved from Texas, where it was really good, and things changed here, though, once you got here. Rhonda, though, we're going to start with you. Now, you said you wanted to date somebody that doesn't pick fights, who seems a lot less jealous than Mike does, and has a better self-esteem about himself. What's your decision?
Well, I know what the grass looks on this side, so I think he makes me want to see what it's like on the other side, so.
So that translates to change of heart. Matt, that works for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Mike, now, some of the things that you were concerned about, you were wanting to date somebody that didn't have just male friends and had more female friends. Maybe somebody that didn't dance as crazy as Rhonda did on the dance floor. Somebody that you could communicate with and not have to play therapist with. There you were with Laura. You had a really good date. You passed those compatibility tests and had a good time. But you do have some history with Rhonda, although she does want a change of heart. What do you say, Mike?
You know, the only and the best blind date I ever had you know, was with Laura, and wonderful. Rhonda, you know, we came out here from Texas. We got a little bit different out here, changed a little different. LA got to us a little bit. So, most definitely, I'm going to have a change of heart.
Change of heart, okay. And Laura, does that work for you?
Oh, yeah, it does. I'd love to go out and do that.
Definitely, okay. All right, Mike and Rhonda, you both learned, obviously, that your relationship wasn't going to survive here, and hopefully you both found what you were looking for, so good luck. That's our show for today. Good luck to Rhonda and Matt, and also good luck to Mike and Laura. I'm Chris Jagger. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.